Hello, Nate and Lauren. Here's your sewer scope from today's inspection. That's me up there on the roof. Best option to get into the sewer line. Here's the main sewer stack. It's a good solid 30-foot drop. Typically, single-story houses, usually about 24, so you get a bonus of 6 feet of vent pipe to go through. The reason why we lost our pictures is because of cobwebs. Common in a vent pipe, especially above the highest fixture in the house, right? So there's no water going through there. It's just air admittance at that point. So Mr. and Mrs. Spider can spin their webs and catch things and keep warm and all that other fun stuff. So what I'm doing at this moment is climbing down off of the roof just to turn some water on in that main floor bathroom, just to be able to clear this off. So give me a minute to get that water rushing through here. So again, a 30-foot drop. Normally at this situation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the distance counter, set it to 0. I forgot to do that in all of my climbing up and down. So when I reference distances moving forward, I'll subtract out that 30 feet, and that'll be the distance. So it's your horizontal distance that we're talking about. We will go through 2 changes, right? So 3 separate materials. The first one, this guy right here, that's cast iron. You've got 2 things going. On the bottom of the pipe where the water is rushing through, you notice that kind of creamy colored substance. That's just a natural buildup. You know, it could be cooking grease, cooking fats. Let's call it natural materials. So you have a fair amount of buildup at the bottom of the pipe, okay? And the orange, reddish orange color on the top, that's the cast iron, that's the metal. It is fairly well corroded. It's relatively standard for that to happen. It's a metal pipe, right? In a wet environment, you're going to get some corrosion and rust. The pipe really should be descaled, right? So cutter heads coming in and basically knocking off some of the loose chips in there and washing them away. That's just regular upkeep and maintenance, along with, again, getting rid of the debris at the bottom of the pipe. You can kind of see how scaly it is on the right side of your screen right now. So no damage noted in this section, nothing that I can see. We'll talk about cleaning the pipe, getting rid of some of that scale and buildup. The other benefit is, one, you get a better picture because you're not dealing with dirty water and trying to clear off your lens with dirty water. Here's our transition to concrete pipe. But also another reason is, you know, it'll help things flow a lot better through the pipe. Yeah, pay no mind to this little mess right there. We'll just ignore that. Concrete pipe, typically it's a gasket connection. You can see it right there, the black ring right there. The next connection, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a ding at the left side of your screen right there. A little chunk possibly taken out of it, and a little bit of root growth. Not much, but some. Now we're starting to hold on to some water here. Coming up in another 5 or 6 feet, it'll start to build up in the pipe. So we'll hold on to water probably for the next maybe 20, 22, 23 feet. And then once we get past this, once we get to roughly about 100 feet out, it'll say 130 something on the distance counter. So 100 feet out, we'll get past this, but you'll also see the water rushing by. So I probably broke through some roots, and that freed things up and allowed things to drain out of the pipe. I could hear it at the vent stack. And there you go, right here. So this is the water again being released, and now it can flow freely. I'm just running the bathroom sink at kind of a low level, so this is a lot of water moving through relatively quickly. So the other thing is, as I'm pulling back, I'll keep the camera rolling. You'll see that most of the water has dissipated, more root growth, and this is our transition to clay. So, right at about 117, 118 feet. This is the blockage that I was talking about. I was not able to get past this. I can't say for sure what this is. It had some what's the best way? It basically it felt solid. I was not able to push through. That being said, I'm pushing down 30 feet and then out another 120 feet with a 3/8 inch cable. Not really easy to get any kind of muscle behind it. The other thing is I don't like to use my camera lens as a battering ram. So this definitely needs to be cleared out. And then we need to see, is this damage, or is it just root growth over the years that have just collected stuff and created kind of like a paper mache Great Wall of China right there in your sewer pipe. The other thing is you're roughly 120 feet out. You probably still have some more distance to the city connection. Knowing how far back the house sits on the property, my guess is you still have a ways to go before you hit the city. Could be wrong on that. That's just a guess. This is as far as I'm going to be able to go. I'm not going to be able to get past this. Please read through your written report. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm going to keep the camera rolling as I pull back. You're welcome to watch the return journey. Again, reach out to me. I'm always happy to be a resource and a help if I can.